Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a KV-220-2. It's a Tier 5 Russian premium heavy tank. It's located on the north spawn of mines and it's under the command of ProvoBob of 1AR. And we can't see his equipment, but I'm sure that Bob will actually supply that to us if he sees this replay. Game on! Well, the KV-220-2 is unusual because it's a Tier 5 tank, but it's got a Tier 7 hull. The hull is basically a prototype of the KV-3, and they were developing this in 1940 as an upgrade of the KV-1 because they wanted to discontinue the KV-1, and they did that in 1941. So basically, this was their attempt to make a better KV-1. It's only armed with a 76mm main gun, so it's only capable of 110 alpha and penetration of 99mm with standard ammo, but with the premium APCR, it's capable of doing 121mm. And look at this enemy tank. Yeah, this Stuart decided to try and do an end run around, and all he's doing is picking up damage because he's not engaging the guys that he's actually going past. And there you go, he's out the game, but the kill didn't go to ProvoBob, it actually went to a T67, but he certainly picked up a bit of damage. It was a very silly thing for the Stuart to do, because he's totally wasted his game just by doing that end run. But as you know, there are some players in the game who just want to get out of the game as quickly as possible and pick up as many points as they can. Now this is getting interesting, because now we've got an M4A1, and he's going to go around, and hopefully this guy doesn't know that the weak spot on this tank is actually the turret. You can see he's aiming for the hull. Now he started looking at the turret, and he did get a penetration, so it looks like he did know that the turret is the weak spot. And now we're firing at the M10, who's completely out in the open, not paying attention to us, and he's getting absolutely hammered. Now at this moment, Bob should be firing HE rounds into that guy, but he's locked onto his premium ammo and he doesn't want to change it. It's far better to use the HE on very thin skin vehicles, and the M10 RBFM doesn't have much armor, so HE would definitely penetrate. And in this vehicle, the HE is capable of 156 alpha and 38mm pen. Well, this is interesting now, because that is a KV-1SA. This is the auto reloader version of the KV-1, but Bob set him on fire, and now he's gone external third person, and that was very nice. Yeah, he has lost his commander. I don't think he spotted that at the moment. He needs to put the commander back in. Oh, he has. Good. That's nice. But there's only one enemy tank left now, and that happens to be the KV-1 on the enemy team, and we expect that he's actually on that corner at the moment. So Bob's going to sit up here, or is he going to go down? He's going to go down and try and get close and get damage. There he is. Okay, right, from this spot, he'll only get the bustle, and KV-1 is not, or KV-220-2 is not that accurate. The gun, as I said, 76mm, it's an F32. But in actual fact, the guy does go down and he's killed by the AEC, and that is the end of the battle. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a first class tanker for ProvoBob in the KV-220-2. It's the first time he's ever had it, because you can see he's got the scroll underneath the one, and you only get the scroll the first time. So, first time with a first-class tanker. It won't be long before he gets an ace tanker. He actually survived this game, but he did lose a fair amount of hit points during the battle. He also picked up a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, fire for effect for doing more damage to the hit points to his own vehicle, and his win rate from that game was 4,809, which is Super Unicum standard. So, very well played in that sense. Let's have a look at team score and see where he was. Well, we can see he actually got the second highest damage in the game. The AEC picked up a Confederate, not a high caliber, for 1,683 hit points. And that may be down to the fact that he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool, and that's why he didn't get the high caliber. But he did hit a large number of enemy tanks, and that's why he got the Confederate instead. ProvoBob got 1,575, not that far behind. And the third place player was the T67, who got 1,239 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, ProvoBob tops, and he got 3 kills, but he shares it with the T67 and the M10 RBFM on his team, with 2 kills going to the AEC. Nobody on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill. In fact, only 1 player got a kill in the entire game for that team, and that was a Chihi. When it came to base XP, ProvoBob got that one too. He was spotting as he was actually shooting. So he got 1,005 base experience points out of that one. 917 went to the AEC and 801 went to the T67. Let's have a look at the detail report. He fired 26 rounds. Unfortunately, all of them were premium ammo. And unfortunately, that means it's going to cost him 18 direct hits on the enemy, 16 penetrations, and 1,575 hit points of damage, of which 107 were at more than 300 meters. I think that was the shot on the KV-1 right at the end of the game. He received 10 hits from the enemy. Of those, only 3 actually penetrated. Remember, it's a tier 7 hull in a tier 5 game, which meant it's very difficult to actually penetrate from the front. And of course, it's the reason for that being it's got 100 millimeters of extra armor, enhanced armor, in the vehicle. And so that's why shells won't go through the front. You have to aim for the turret, which of course is the weak spot. You also got 7 non-penetrations. Well, those are the ones which hit the armor and bounced off. 785 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 5 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and he earned 56, was that 58? 58,337 credits profit. But look at the ammo cost, 62,400. That's rather high. If he'd actually worked on changing his ammo to the best ammo for the right tanks, he probably would have made a substantial profit in that game, because he did get 80,000 for a mission completion. He also picked up 4,371 experience points out of that one as well. So it was only a battle lasting 3 minutes and 29 seconds, and only 1 tank was lost on the team. That T28 let the team down, because that could have been a 15-0 victory. A 15-0 victory when 3 minutes 29. That might have actually scored the highest 15-0, or the best 15-0 that we've seen for a long while. So pity really that that guy lost his head, because otherwise it would have been a really great battle to actually demonstrate how one-sided these games can be. But anyway, congratulations for getting his first class tanker, and I'd say keep working on it, Provo, because ProvoBob, keep working on it, Bob, because if you keep going like that and switch your ammo to the best ammo, you will get not only huge amounts of damage on the enemy, but you could actually get the ace tanker, and eventually you might actually get a battle where you get 15-0, and you will be instrumental in providing it for your team. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.